Hello, children. Today we are going to study a poem, Animals, written by Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman is a major figure in early American poetry. He was famous for writing a revolutionary new kind of poetry, which was in free verse. The poem Animals is from his work Song of Myself in Leaves of Grass. In this poem, the poet has described his wish to become an animal because he thinks animals are far better than human beings. Human beings are greedy and full of jealousy against each other. But animals are calm and self satisfied or self contained. The animals are happy with what they have. They never complain about miseries and sorrows. On the other hand, human beings complain about their miseries. They give more importance to the richness, and strong people stay restless because of their wrongdoings and run behind the luxurious things of this world. The animals are honest about their relations and they don't give importance to a particular class. They live a life which is full of honesty and less of greed and jealousy. They are always satisfied and do not need to possess things. They respect no one, including their ancestors, and they remain indifferent in their pleasure and pain. For this reason, the poet wishes to be with the animals. They are free from all types of anxieties and so they are still living their natural life. Now we can go to the poem and understand the poem in detail. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self contained. I stand and look at them long and long. Placid means calm or peaceful. The poet says that he wants to live in the world of animals. I think I could turn and live with animals. So the poet says that he wants to live in the world of animals, so he could live with the animals. We can say that the poet finds the world of animals better than that of human beings. He finds animals more peaceful. Placid means peaceful and self-contained. Self-contained means self-satisfied. Okay, the animals are not running after worldly things like human beings. The animals are calm and have no greed for worldly things or any kind of achievements. They are always satisfied. They are self-contained, means they are happy with life and never interfere in the lives of others. Humans have the habit of interfering the lives of others. So the poet thinks that animals are better than human beings for being calm and not interfering in the matters of others. The poet also says that these are the reasons why he stands still and looks at the animals for a very long time. Okay, so look at the 3 lines once again. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. So the poet shows his wish to live with the animals in the world of animals. What's the reason? Because they are so placid. Placid means peaceful, calm, and self-contained, self-satisfied. So that's why he stand and look at them long and long. Now moving to the next lines. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things. Sweat here means complaint. Okay, then whine means cry. Demented means disturbed or becoming sad. Now, what's the meaning of this line? The poet says that animals are not like humans. Animals don't complain about any of the misery they face. They never cry out loud like humans do to show that they are sad or they have lost. They never stay awake in the night. That means animals never stay awake in the night, crying in that regret of doing something wrong. That this means that animals are different from human beings because they don't show anger or grief if something wrong happens with them. So, what are things we said? They do not sweat and whine about their condition. That means they won't cry about their conditions. Then they do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. That means they won't be crying at night, thinking about the sins they had done. Then they do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. What it means, they won't be thinking about respecting others, or they will never be thinking about the duties which they have to do towards God. Okay, really human beings do like that. They show, that means human beings show their good deeds and religiousness to others in order to gain popularity among others and all. Okay, then the animals never irritate the poet is saying that the animals never irritate him by doing such kind of things to gain the praise from others. Then the poet feels that the animals are not dissatisfied like human beings. They stay happy with whatever things they have, and they never run behind worldly things. That means they never try to possess things of comfort or luxury. The poet says that none of them is mad behind owning the worldly things. That means the animals are not running behind worldly things. Then, not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. So they show their relations to me, and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself. They envise them plainly in their possessions. Here, the point says that he has never seen any animals showing his devotion to anyone, respect to anyone by bowing. Bowing means bending down in front of people. They never do so even for their ancestors. They are not respecting their ancestors. They are not bowing their heads before their ancestors and all. Okay, they do not show devotion towards God. They are not bowing before God. If there is a photo of God, usually human beings will be bowing before them, or in order to respect God, human beings will do so, but animals won't do it. No one among them is more respectable or important as we have in human society. We people have this kind of categorizings and all. But in case of animals, they won't consider anybody as what inferior to them. In human beings, rich people are generally given more importance and are treated with some more respect as compared to the poor. But in the society of animals, in the case of animals, they never do so. They never give more or less importance to any other animals. Everyone in the animal world is very happy. They are not like human beings who find themselves the happiest or the saddest person on earth. Then animals are more honest in showing their relations with other animals. He wants to say that means the poet wants to say that animals use other animals as their food, and they never try to hide this. But human beings show that they have nice and friendly relation with others, though reality is opposite. That means really they won't be having such kind of deep connection with others, but they try to show others that they are loving them much, they have a deep connection with them and all. Okay, not one, look at that line, not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. So they show their relations to me, and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in their possessions. When he says this line, the poet feels that animals represent human beings in a particular way. In what way it is? This means that animals seem to have some virtues, some good qualities like kindness and innocence, which humans also had once. When we are small, we had all those qualities, all those good qualities only in our mind. But later, as we are growing up, all the negative feelings, negative thoughts are being injected to us, and thus the human life is changed. Okay, so they symbolize the lost values of human life. The poet believes that humans dropped these virtues a long time ago and have forgotten them. Now, by seeing those animals, the poet is remembering all those good qualities which he had. Okay, so that lines once again: not one kneels to another, not to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. So not a animal, not an animal, not even one animal kneels before their ancestors like humans do. Then not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. Animals are not considering any other animals as respectable, and they are not at all unhappy in this whole earth. So they show their relations to me and I accept them. So, really, by seeing these animals, the poet thinks that they are showing them that these kind of relationships should be there among human beings also, and I'm ready to accept it. I think that it's good, or it's the most good best thing which we should do. They bring me tokens of myself. Tokens means the good qualities which he had in his life once. They evince them plainly in their possession. Evince means shows. Okay, possession here means the quality. So the poet is saying that by seeing the animals, he thinks that they are trying to show us that we also had many good qualities in our life, and we should try to recall all those, and we should try to follow all those qualities in our life from now onwards. Okay. Now the last lines. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? Here the poet thinks and says that from where the animals got all these good qualities. He questions himself that where his own good qualities are gone. I wonder where they get those tokens. I think that it's been lost from me many years before. And he's thinking, did he left them and had carelessly lost them somewhere? The qualities that were found in human beings in the past, like innocence, kindness, truthfulness, are seen in animals still. So that's why the poet wonders that humans gave up these qualities and they have been passed on to the animals. Now such kind of good qualities are only been seen in animals only, not in human beings. Okay, negligently means carelessly. So that's the content of this poem. Now we are going to look at the literary devices used here. At first, look at the first line. I think I could turn and live with animals. The use of vowel sound I is there. Okay, I think I could turn. So the literary device used there is assonance. Assonance means use of vowel sound. Assonance means use of vowel sound. The example here is I think I could turn. Okay. Now next one. The word long is repeated in the third line. Look at the line. I stand and look at them long and long. So the literary device used is repetition. Okay. So repetition means use of a word repeatedly, and here it is the word long. Then the next literary device is metaphor. Sweat and wine refer to the cries and complaints of human beings. So, metaphor means comparing one thing with the other, isn't it? Here, sweat and wine is used to compare the crying and complaining of human beings. So, comparison is being made. Okay, sweat and wine is being compared with wine. Look, we can look at the line. They do sweat and wine. It doesn't mean the literal meaning. That means not the word meaning. It means crying and complaining. Okay. Now the next one, metaphor again. Here the word in the line, they bring me tokens of myself. They bring me tokens of myself. Here, tokens means qualities. The inner qualities of humans are referred to here as tokens. So the poetic device used here is metaphor. Again, metaphor. Okay. So what is metaphor? A comparison between two things. Here, tokens are being said to refer the inner qualities of human beings. Okay. Now we are moving to the question answer session. First one, notice the use of word turn in the first line. The line is, I think I could turn and live with animals. What is the poet turning from? That's a question. What's the answer? The poet is turning away from living in the world of human beings. The poet wants to live in the world of animals. He wants to turn away from the world of human beings and he wants to live in the world of animals. Okay. He finds animals more placid. Placid means calm, peace, and self-contained. Self-contained means self-satisfied, and therefore he wants to live with them. Okay. Now, second question. Mention 3 things that humans do and animals don't. What are those? The 3 things that humans do and animals don't are as follows. 3 things are given here. Humans complain and cry about the miseries and sorrows they face. Human beings always do that. Then humans lie awake in the night thinking about their wrongdoings, thinking about their sins or wrong actions. Then third point, humans also keep telling others about their religiousness and duties towards God. They always will be talking about it. Okay, about the religious acts they did, the good deeds they did, and the duties towards God, and they will always be thinking about such kind of things in their life. But animals don't do any of these. Okay, then third question. Do humans kneel to other humans who lived thousands of years ago? Discuss this in groups. So here is a topic to discuss, but just we are giving an answer. Yes, humans kneel to other humans who lived thousands of years ago. They could be some ancestors, saints, or preachers whom they follow religiously. So we'll always be bending our head, or we'll always be showing our respect to our ancestors. Sometimes we'll be showing our respect on saints or preachers. So religious leaders and all. That they worship them and follow their preaching, but animals won't do that. Okay, then next question. What are the tokens that the poet says he may have dropped long ago and which the animals have kept for him? The word tokens, according to the poet, is the good qualities in human beings. Tokens means good qualities. We said that there's a metaphor usage. Then the poet feels that nowadays good qualities do not exist in human beings. They have lost them for the sake of worldly things which they want to achieve at any cost. What's the meaning? I used the word worldly things many times. What are those worldly things? We can say money, power, and all other luxuries which are available in this world. Okay, worldly things. So really human beings lost all the good qualities which they had as they are running behind these worldly things. Okay, they want to achieve all these things instead of good qualities, and that's why human beings lost all those things. But all those good qualities are still preserved in animals. Okay, that's why the poet wants always to be with animals instead of being with human beings. Okay. So that's the poem. I'll recite it once again. Animals. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. I stand and look at them long and long. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things. Not one kneels to another, not to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth, so they show their relations to me and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in their possession. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago? and negligently dropped them. I think you understood the meaning of this poem very well. And if you have any doubts, you can contact me. And don't forget to write these 4 question answers to your notebook and send it on our WhatsApp group. Okay, thank you.